Susan's 50th summer smelled like scorched snags from beach BBQs and desperation. Between hot flashes and lost keys, she nearly missed it, a sun-faded flyer for an herbal tea workshop, half buried under junk mail. Dandelion root for hormonal mayhem. Skeptical, but Sydney's humidity had her clutching straws. That chipped world's okayest mum mug became her lifeline. Steaming golden liquid hit her tongue, earthy, defiant. Not magic, but vibes shifted. Like Tide, Susan's 50th summer smelled like scorched snags from beach BBQs, a scent that clung to her sundress like nostalgia. Menopause had arrived uninvited, a rogue wave in Sydney's harbour, unpredictable, leaving her drenched in sweat one moment, shivering next. Her deepest fear wasn't hot flashes or forgotten words, but becoming irrelevant, like a faded postcard from Bondi no one bothered to pin up. Then came Herbal Tea Workshop, a sunlit community centre, where a woman with silver dreadlocks handed her a chipped mug, same kind Susan's gran used for bedtime stories. Dandelion root, she explained, kicks menopause's ass with earthy vibes. Susan hesitated, eyeing murky brew like it might bite. But first sip tasted like rebellion. Mornings now began with ritual: steep, inhale, reclaim. That mug became her anchor, its warmth seeping into palms that once fumbled with self-doubt. She laughed when hot flashes hit mid-Zumba, calling them internal beach parties. Sydney's humidity. Just nature's sauna. Even her clumsiness, tripping over thongs left by patio, felt less like failure, more like a dance with gravity. By summer's end, Susan hosted her own workshop, passing mugs to women whose eyes mirrored her old fears. Turns out, she mused, menopause isn't an ending, it's a bloody upgrade. And as Dandelion's steam curled into salt-kissed air, 50 felt less like a countdown, more like a horizon. Susan's 50th summer smelled like scorched snags from beach BBQs, but her skin prickled with something fiercer, menopause rolling in like a Sydney heatwave. One evening, mid-flush, she knocked over a jar of loose-leaf tea in her pantry. Golden dandelion petals scattered like confetti, mocking her shaky hands. On a whim, she steeped them. First sip tasted like bitter earth, but 20 minutes later, her racing heart settled. Could weeds really be wizardry? Next weekend, she wandered into a tiny apothecary in Newtown, drawn by a chalkboard promising herbal allies for hot flashes. Inside, a woman with silver braids and a no-worries grin, Myra, was demonstrating how to blend teas for hormonal harmony. Creator hovered near dried hibiscus, pretending to read labels until Myra slid a steaming mug toward her. Dandelion root with cinnamon. Steel sting from night sweats. Creator clutched it like a lifeline, warmth seeping into her palms. That mug became her anchor, its chipped rim a reminder that cracked things still hold. Myra's workshop wasn't just about herbs, it was a crash course in reclaiming agency. She learned to forage dandelions, avoiding dog parks, unless she fancied eau de terre, dry roots in her oven, nearly set a timer once, and laugh when her first batch brewed like muddy dishwater. Progress, not perfection, Myra winked. Soon, Susan's kitchen shelves brimmed with jars labeled in wobbly Sharpie, mood swing mix, flash freeze fix, bone booster brew. 52, she hosted her own tea circle in Bondi, serving blends in thrift mugs while surfers carved waves beyond her balcony. One attendee, a skeptical corporate type, scoffed, sounds like hippie vibes. She just smiled. Hippies knew stuff. By sunset, even skeptic was cradling her cup, shoulders unclenching. Menopause hadn't bowed to her, but Susan had learned to dance with it, one wild dandelion at a time. Susan's 50th summer smelled like scorched snags from beach BBQs and faint metallic tang of sunscreen gone rogue. Hot flashes hit like uninvited guests, leaving her sweating through linen shirts while everyone else shivered in Sydney's coastal breeze. She tried every remedy, pills, potions, even chanting under a full moon, which, frankly, just made her neighbors side-eye her. But desperation had a way of making a woman reckless, so when a flyer for an herbal tea workshop flooded onto her windshield like some kind of cosmic wink, she grabbed it with sticky fingers. Inside that sunlit community hall, surrounded by jars of dried roots and petals, she clutched a chipped mug like a lifeline. Dandelion tea, instructor promised, could steady those internal wildfires. Creator scoffed, how could weeds from her backyard compete with modern science? Yet something about ritual spoke to her, boiling water, steeping patience, sipping slow. It wasn't magic, just stubbornness in liquid form. First attempts were disasters. Burnt tongues, overbrewed bitterness that could strip paint. But she wasn't some wilting damsel. She'd survived 3 decades of office politics and a misguided perm, and she tweaked ratios, timed steeps like a bomb squad tech, even tossed in orange peel for flair. Progress wasn't linear. Some days her body still revolted, sweat pooling under her knees mid-zumba, but that mug became her anchor. Each sip a middle finger to idea that aging meant surrender. By autumn, she hosted her own ragtag tea circle on balcony, laughing as steam curled into salt air. Menopause hadn't vanished, but it had shrunk to manageable size, like a feral cat finally tolerating scratches behind its ears. Susan smirked, stirring honey into her brew. 50 looked good on her, wrinkles, hot flashes, and all. Some battles weren't about winning, just outlasting damn thing with style. Susan's 50th summer smelled like scorched snags from beach BBQs and earthy tang of dandelion roots simmering on her stove. Hot flashes had turned her into a human furnace, but that mug, chipped, sunflower yellow, became her lifeline. Each sip was rebellion against sleepless nights and unsolicited advice about just powering through. One sweltering afternoon, she stumbled upon a flyer for an herbal tea workshop at community center. Bold letters promised relief without pharmaceuticals. Woman scoffed first, since when did weeds fix anything, but desperation outweighed pride. She signed up, half expecting crystal-waving hippies. Instead, she met Lila, a no-nonsense herbalist who handed her a mortar and pestle like it was a weapon. "Crush your doubts with leaves," Lila said, and woman nearly laughed. Yet something shifted as she ground dandelion petals into golden dust. Back home, she experimented like a mad scientist. Blends with mint for coolness, chamomile for calm, a dash of ginger for fire. Her kitchen became a lab, her mug a crucible of hope. Then came Moment, her book club, where Brenda, queen of side eyes and back in my day size, sniffed Susan's thermos. "Flower tea? Please." Susan, usually quiet, thrust mug forward. "Try it. Or keep sweating through 3 shirts a night." Brenda sipped. Paused. Sipped again. A beat later, she gasped. "Bloody hell. It's working." Word spread faster than sunscreen Bondi. Soon, creator-hosted backyard demos between saucer sizzles, showing women how to brew their own relief. Someone filmed her pouring steaming tea into a line of mugs, sunlight catching liquid like liquid gold. Overnight, clip blew up, dandelion revolution, menopausal warriors cheering from Texas to Toronto. Standing there, 50 and fearless, Susan grinned. No more hiding hot flashes behind fans or apologies. This was her story now: roots, resilience, and a damn good cuppa. Susan's 50th summer smelled like scorched snags from beach BBQs and something else: change. Hot flashes came like uninvited guests, sweat pooling under her sun hat as she fanned herself with a real estate pamphlet. Then she stumbled upon Dandelion Tea, a tiny herbal workshop in Newtown, its bitter warmth settling her restless vibes like a hug from an old friend. That chipped blue mug became her anchor. Each sip was rebellion against cliches of helpless midlife women. She started hosting tea circles in her backyard, guiding flushed, laughing strangers through steeping rituals. They swapped stories over golden brews, turning hot flashes into punchlines and brain fog into improved comedy. One woman even brought a ukulele. Months later, Susan's kitchen shelves bowed under jars of foraged dandelions. Her workshop, now a buzzing collective, taught menopausal mamas to reclaim their rhythm through roots and petals. That humble mug. It sat proudly beside a seedling tray, its rim stained with proof of growth. Sydney's winds carried whispers of her menopause raves, decaf, but fierce. By 60, she'd brewed a community where creaky knees and forgotten words were just part of dance. Your turn. Steep rebellion.